Hello and welcome to Coast and Country TV. I'm Steve Ely.
And I'm Deborah Matthews. We've got a great show for you today, so let's see what's coming up.
We're taking an in-depth look at the changes that are going to be made to the benefit system. We'll be hearing from Louise Harden, Head of Tenancy Services, and how that could affect you.
We will also be hearing from a Coast and Country resident about how they received help and advice to get their finances back on track and find a job.
We've sent our reporter Anne Rushby to see how much money she can save with the help of our money advisors.
Finally, we'll be looking at how you can plan for the future and get the help and guidance you need if you end up in debt or a difficult financial situation.
So let's get the show on the road and introduce our first guest.
In 2013, there are going to be some major changes to the benefit system, which may affect the amount of benefit paid to Coast and Country tenants and how they receive that benefit. To tell us about this and the different ways that Coast and Country can help, we are joined by Louise Harden. All of these changes are pretty complex and confusing, not to mention a bit worrying for some. Can you tell us about what this actually means for our viewers?
Yeah, the government's made huge changes to the benefit system through something called the Welfare Reform Act. The main change is coming next year, but at Coast and Country we've been preparing and planning for quite some time to make sure that our tenants are in the best possible position to deal with these changes.
So what exactly does this mean for Coast and Country tenants? Should they be concerned about the changes?
If someone's in a house that's too big for them according to these rules, then their benefit will be cut. Also, from October next year, people will start to get their benefit paid to them in one lump sum called universal credit. It'll be paid directly into their bank account and people will have to pay their rent from this. But I want to emphasise that pensioners won't be affected by any of these rules.
So what can people do?
Well, Deborah, the good news is that Coast and Country has a team of money advisors that can help people to get the right benefit, help them with things like gas and electricity and budgeting. If anybody's worried about how these changes might affect them, all they need to do is get in touch. And the good news is that we're expanding the team.
I think we can see those contact details on screen now.
Fantastic. The important thing to remember is that we're here to help our tenants in whatever way we can. All they need to do is get in touch.
Great, thanks Louise. We'll make sure we give out those details again at the end of the show.
We've heard about the changes to the benefits, but once that money comes in, how can we make sure that you don't spend too much on those everyday essentials?
We've sent Anne Rushby along to an event organised by Coast and Country's money advisors to find out about the help and advice that they offer.
I'm at a workshop organised by Coast and Country Housing where tenants have come along to find out how they can save on their expenses such as household utilities and bills. I'm joined by money advisor Diane Motson and resident Maggie, who has come along today to see if she can save any money. If I can turn to you, Diane, can you tell me about the kind of things you've been helping people with today?
Yeah, the workshop today is for all our tenants to come along to see if we can try and find ways of saving them money on the household and personal bills. It's a completely free service that we offer to all our tenants at events like this, or even on a person-to-person basis or over the telephone. We offer all kinds of help and advice, including helping people to make sure they get the best deals on their gas, electricity, broadband and home phone.
So a bit like a comparison website?
Yes, in a way, but we go beyond that. We see all new tenants to Coast and Country Housing. Plus, we have partnerships with local retailers and charities offering discounts. We also can get low-cost loans to help you buy fridge freezers or washing machines, for example.
And turning to you, Maggie, can you tell me what kind of advice you've received today?
Well, I came along today to find out about getting a new washing machine as my old one's broken. And the advisor here has worked out a deal with the co-op and they've matched the price with Argos. And they've also managed to find a low-cost loan through 5 lamps. So, chuffed a bit.
So shine new washers heading your way?
Yeah, and I've also managed to save some money on my gas and electric as well, so I'm a happy bunny.
Thanks, Maggie, and thanks to our money advisors. I'm off to have a cup of tea with Diane to see if I can save some money. So it's back to Deborah and Steve in the studio.
It looks as though those money advisors are going to be kept busy with all those bills and statements. But for now, let's get on with the show.
Yes, and now we're joined by Les Wainwright, who's going to tell us how, with a little bit of help from Coast and Country, he managed to turn his life around. Welcome to the show, Les. Can you start by telling us a little bit about your background?
Hi Steve. My situation was that I came out of the armed forces, got employment but had to leave prematurely due to ill health, and that's really when I got into financial difficulties. It was then that I contacted the Coast and Country Benefits and Money Advice team for some help.
So what happened when you went to see them?
I got in touch with one of the advisors who went through all my financial details, made sure I was getting the right benefits, look through my energy providers, make sure I was getting the best deals there, helped me set up a savings account, and they also put me in touch with the Working Communities team to help me look for a job and get the relevant training.
Fantastic, so quite a turnaround. So what would you say to people in a similar situation to you?
I would definitely get in touch with Coast and Country. They helped me so much and I owe everything to them really.
So another satisfied customer it seems. If you're a Coast and Country tenant and you need some advice from the Benefit and Money Advice team, then please call them on 01642 77 1424.
Now, what about planning for the future and dealing with situations where debt may become a problem? We now go to our reporter, Lauren Dunhill, who investigates.
Recent figures show that more of us are in debt than ever before. For anyone who is feeling overwhelmed by debt, it can seem a constant battle to keep up with payments. Coast and Country works with a lot of organisations to make sure that tenants can get advice and help about debt. This could be over the phone, face-to-face, in the office or in the home. Organisations like PayPlan are receiving an increasing number of calls. When it comes to debt, PayPlan can help you negotiate a repayment plan with your creditors. This is a totally free of charge service. There are other organisations who charge for this service, but that means you'll repay your debts over a longer period of time. In addition to PayPlan offering support over the phone, the Citizens Advice Bureau also run regular drop-in sessions where people can get advice on things like debt, employment, housing and consumer issues. Coast and Country works with national debt counselling charities including Christians Against Poverty to offer debt advice to people in the comfort of their own home. They get their own CAP account to help them repay their debts and bills, which is aimed at helping to take some of the stress out of the situation. All of this means is that Coast and Country tenants who are worried about money or debt are able to get the help and advice they need.
That's about all we've got time for today, but if anyone would like to know more about the issues on that last report, the details are on the screen below.
It's been great to have you join us for today's show. We hope to see you again soon on Coast and Country TV.